Hi, everybody. Happy International Women's Day. It's March the 8th, 2023. Happy International Women's Day. I'm so pleased to be here. I've tried to do a live a couple of times, but it failed. Well, computer says no. And I thought, well, I'm a woman. I'll find other ways. I'll figure this out, which I just did. I thought I would I've ended up recording this instead of going live on here. Right. And I'm so pleased because I like this year's theme. The theme for 2023 is digital, but they've hashtagged it as digit all. So this is, of course, we're living in exciting times, and this is where obviously we're going, where everything is going to become digital if it hasn't already. Right. I hope you're well. I am so looking forward to seeing what you're doing today. I've recorded this mid-morning, and I know women do remarkable things out there. And for that, I would like to thank you. And obviously at the Uganda Women Entrepreneur Directory, we celebrate women every day. We celebrate women every day for their achievements, for the great work that they do, and for how they raise their communities through the work of their hands. And it's nice that we have a day internationally where we are celebrated as women. And we probably get to showcase what we do, what we're made of, and put our heads together in planning our future together. Right. We all know that when you raise a woman, you raise a community. And we know that behind every woman, there is like children, husband. There's like so many people, sometimes maybe not husband, but relatives that, or even a community, people, neighbors that they take care of. So thank you everyone for all that you do from the bottom of my heart. And I'm excited. I'm really happy. I'm always happy anyways. My name is Sarah, and I wanted to talk a little bit about today's theme, and obviously the special offer we've done for the women. So the theme is digital, and digital is, we know that everything is going digital, and so many professions, so many careers, so many jobs have been lost in the digital world. And for anyone who chooses to sleep on this and not do anything, of course, you're going to be affected, or we are all going to be affected big time. So say you look at professions such as photographers, where before we used to go or wait for a photographer to come and take a picture of us and then do whatever they did with it, or someone took their camera and went and did a gig at a party. We don't do that anymore, of course, unless if it's a huge party. But if you have a house party, you're going to pull out your mobile phone and take a video, take some photographs, and share them wherever. If you want to get creative, you're going to find some cool software and edit them, and again, make them look professional. And if you don't know how to do that, you're going to go on YouTube or Google or wherever, one of those search engines, and you're going to find out how to do that, and you're going to do that. So technically, you do not need to go to a school to learn how to improve your photography or your videography. And the same applies in many different sectors. Right now, we're looking at, say, the writing industry. We have been, like, what AI is doing is amazing on one hand, but we will see writers become almost obsolete in years to come, because with AI, you can literally just get your ideas, put them, they can even generate ideas for you. But I don't know how many of you use AI, but you can literally just put your ideas there, and bang, within seconds you have an entire article, or with hundreds of thousands of words. and you're going to have it obviously nicely arranged, and even in a way that you wouldn't have had. And if you were going to spend days writing or hours, this is going to be completed like within, we're talking 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So in a nutshell, things are changing rapidly, and we shouldn't be complacent at all, regardless of what area we operate in, regardless of what it is. I mean, even if someone makes the chapatis or makes some pancakes or something at home, and they supply them within their neighborhood, of course you're going to need to use the digital world to enlarge on the area that you supply. So instead of supplying within 2 mile radius, you if you use your digital very well, you're going to find that you can actually supply in a wider area without having to knock on people's doors, which would have been the case before. So we're living in exciting times, of course, but we also need to realize that competition is going to be high, and it's not usually the person who is the best in that industry, but it is the person who actually takes action that wins at the end of the day. It's the person who is going to stay consistent, and the person who is going to take advantage of what we have at the right time, right place attitude. So I encourage you, whenever you get a chance, to learn something new, learn a new skill, improve on the skill that you have, because this is constantly changing. And as technology takes over, as the digital industry takes over, we're going to keep evolving. Obviously, the next 5 years are going to be 5-10 years are going to be very, very destructive, but we think that maybe in 10 years time things are going to change or have changed rapidly. These things could even change tomorrow. We saw what COVID did, like during the COVID era. During that time, we stayed home, and in the process of staying home, of course, we realized that, okay, we can do things differently, and that pushed things forward in terms of the digital world. Things changed rapidly, where people had to go to offices. Big companies realized that actually everyone doesn't have to come to office. And today, even while things have gone back to normal, you find that probably like 30% still have the ability to work from home, if not more, have the ability to work from home. And some people maybe just go to their office work, or wherever they work from, whether it's office or outdoors, maybe lesser times than they used to. And I believe this is going to keep happening. I used to say this a few years ago. I used to joke with a friend of mine that I dream of the days where we won't have to go into a big building and walk into this place and go and sit in this desk and do this to actually be productive. I used to just, because I'm such a free spirit, I like to think outside the box. So I used to just envision a world where we could work from wherever. And when this started evolving and it happened, I was like, well, it should have happened a lot sooner. Right. So things are changing. The digital world is bringing us more opportunities, but it's also taking away a lot. So we have to stay vigilant, as well as we have to be flexible. We have to be flexible and not get stuck in our old ways of doing things, our old ways of thinking, our old ways of applying, and our old ways of executing, because very, very soon that will not be possible. I like the story of, what was the man's name? The man who had who bought like loads of horses back in the day, when during the transport revolution, like when people were transitioning from horses to cars. He thought he had it all figured out. He had all these many horses, and he was going to be he was the big man in town, right? And where people were telling him, hey, listen, these things are changing, you need to change. He was like, no, 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 this is the thing. This is how things have always been, and this is how things are going to be or to remain. And that obviously wasn't the case, and he lost out. Another very interesting story I like is that of someone who obviously they used to be maps. Like you used to get, if you're going to drive from point A to point B, you're going to have to look at a map and then figure out where you're going and then map that out, maybe write it out and then start driving. And then there was someone who created the, oh gosh, what was it called? That little gadget that you would buy and put in your car, and then it had the sat nav and everything. And boom, mobile phones happened. iPhone came out with a map, and that business obviously it did not speculate or saw in the future that things were going to change. So we need to stay vigilant at any one point, not so that we don't lose out. But at the same time, we can obviously, we're so lucky that we're coming from an era where we've been using things manually, so we can combine those two aspects, because our brains, I believe there's this generation where the brain is able to maneuver the two, the manual stuff and the digital. And if you can find a sweet spot, you'll be laughing. So why am I doing this today? Obviously to congratulate women, to celebrate women, to give gratitude for the amazing things that you produce every day. I mean, the things that you produce that are not even, that people don't even know of, or the parts that you play in the background for things to happen, taking care of children. That is a great, great job you're doing. And if that's you, thank you so much for enabling our next generation be equipped and fit in society. So I'm going to keep this sweet and short. We might come back with a few of my friends and we talk about different aspects of business, of digital world, and the rest of that. I enjoy the digital, talking digital. So we should be able to come back. Look out for that later from wherever you're watching this, either on YouTube or Facebook. Anyways, so a little bit about the Uganda Women Entrepreneur Directory. Many people have been asking, what is this? How can I join? What do I need to do? How does it operate? In a nutshell, it is a one place, a one-stop shop for women who are in business, and many of them do not have like an outlet, an online or a digital platform to showcase their products or services. And some of those who do, maybe they have a couple of social media outlets or use a couple of social media outlets. And we know that there is so many platforms, and sometimes we are overwhelmed by the number of platforms there is, and we don't know which one to use. And of course, we have to look at the demographics and then decide which one to use and which one not to use. The directory is a one place where everything is or can be found by women, especially from this part of the world, as well as products and services, as well as women in Uganda and abroad. And it's pretty much, to me, it's like an exchange platform where you can go and find a woman in Uganda who is making product or service that a woman from, not actually woman, anyone from the other side of the world can order from, whereas before they wouldn't have, that link wouldn't have been there. So this is exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we get to discover and how we evolve in due course. Right, so the directory enables people to find women in business, women entrepreneurs, and buy from them. And the reason it is for women is obviously because I'm a woman, but not only because of that, but also the fact that women, for the longest time, they have been left behind. So this is a great way for us to catch up, and as well as to to share what we are or what we do, because in most cases you'll find that women who work from home, maybe as a side hustle, they do something as well as taking care of the home. They don't have that ability to go out and actually have a shop front or to market their product or service. So this place is that place that you'll be able to say, for example, when you get a listing on there, you can have your images, up to 10 images, you can have your mobile number, you can have your email, and you can add your video if you have any video, as well as description, talk about your product or service, and a link out if back to maybe a site if you have one, or a link up to a group, or a link out to wherever other link you might have. So it is a place that, think of a shop front. It is a place that that showcases your product or services in a snapshot, and someone can leave reviews for you. If you have an event, you can upload your event there. You can have a banner, you can have classifieds, you can pretty much everything you can think of in, actually even more than a website. It is like having a bricks and mortar business, but online in a small space. And the thing is, once you are listed on there, customers, clients, prospects who find you will not have to, they contact you directly from the directory directly to you. I like that. So if you feel inspired, if you feel like this is something that you would be interested in, I've got a special offer or announcement. We have a special offer to celebrate women on International Women's Day, and the offer is a 30% discount on all products on the site. The 30% discount, you don't have to go through hoops and stages and jump walls to get to that to that offer. All you need is to visit the website, which is www.ugandawomenentrepreneurs.co.uk, and when you get on there, you click at the top, list with us, and then you can scroll down, select the package that you like or are interested in, and obviously you'll see the descriptions of what comes in each package, and then select the package, and then use the code, which is MARCH, MARCH 23, as during checkout, and that will apply your 30% discount. I love you all, and I look forward to growing and serving with you. Take care, and happy International Women's Day.